let's talk about what's going on in hockey before we talk about what's actually happening, the true sports that are happening.
Yeah, just a couple rumblings in the hockey world this week. The Avs actually did a thing for the roster. We re-signed Yoel Kiviranta, who had been a free agent up until this point in the summer, surprising a few people because he had put up a very solid career year, really solidified himself again into a bottom six position coming out of a professional tryout where they said, we kind of like your game, but we want you to go to the Eagles first and work on it some more. And he said, can do. Went down there and worked on it and has provided a really nice kind of, solid piece in that bottom six. He is going to be around for another year at $1.4 million. Solid deal for us in terms of we know he fits the system. We know he fits the locker room, all that good stuff. So that's just a nice little solidification there. Doesn't set the world on fire. Ideally, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more term, because now we'll just be doing this dance again next summer. But oh well. That is the only real actual hockey news. The other note I found pretty funny that I felt like talking about this week was that the Utah Mammoth newly named hockey team have launched their first lawsuit in self-defense, they claim, against Mammoth Hockey Bags out of Portland, Oregon, who they had some fun little back and forth on social media when the name got originally announced, but then earlier this week, the Mammoth hockey team have said that they have reached an impasse of some sort, and that because of a legal threat that Mammoth Hockey Bags brought to them, they are now suing Mammoth Hockey Bags for copyright infringement. The suit that Mammoth Hockey was going to bring against the hockey team was that by naming themselves the Utah Mammoth, it would make them seem unappealing to fans of other teams in the league. It's a funny thing. It's not a particular, of all the companies to start getting into a fight with as the Utah Mammoth. But yeah, so we've got a little lawsuit on our hands, and I'll keep us posted on how that goes forward. But a fun start to their new franchise identity. I've seen some rumblings. Have you seen any rumblings of potential move of a backup goalie that we have, perhaps? It's kind of always in discussion of who we can or can't move, but I had not heard any rumblings in the goalie market so much since we do have Blackwood locked in now. That's kind of a thing that we don't really have to worry about. We've got our Russian goalie.
Yeah, I'd seen a weird story out there, don't know if it's true or not, that potentially Wedgwood may be getting sent out to Edmonton, in fact, and we'll swap goalies with them because they were so displeased with how old what's-his-name is out there.
Edmonton's definitely looking to upgrade. I think that might be a little bit of just off-season looking around the league and being like, well, who could they go after? Because, yeah, Wedgwood is on, I think, just one more year of his deal. We do have our prospect coming up in the pipeline, so it makes sense to come to the Avs and be like, hey, what would you guys be looking for Wedgwood? I don't think that's a super high probability, especially considering all the assets we had to do to finagle getting the woodshed together. So I don't anticipate that to happen unless it's a really good deal overpay on the Edmonton side. Because the other rumor I've been seeing floating around more of this week is Sam Girard getting packaged up in a trade deal somewhere.
That'd be a weird one.
Everyone wants to, haters of the Avs or of specific players in general tend to have a thing for Sammy Girard because he doesn't put up the offensive numbers like the other guys do.
It feels like it's always Sam Girard moving somewhere.
Yeah, and we covered with our fun little fantasy GM project, he's on a good contract. It's $5 million a year. He does a great job. He has elite skills. And I don't know. Yeah, it would be hard to get good return value on a Sammy G trade, without getting 2 or 3 pieces back.
It's tough. The one thing, even in the GM experiment I have, there's no way to quantify how well somebody does on the defensive side for the most part. Offense, it's easy. You can give them points or whatever. There's so many different advanced statistics. On the defensive side, it's damn near impossible to figure out who.
Yeah, much closer to the old scrying days than advanced mathematical statistics still in a lot of categories for sure.
The best way you have to possibly do is you kind of have to just go by the eye test of Does he stop? Is he doing the job that he's supposed to be doing for the most part, or potentially more?
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, a few of those rumors kind of moving around. Like I said, we do still have a couple open spots, but the trend for the front office has largely been quiet in the summer, and we'll make moves in season if we need to. Which we saw last year with the goalie situation. We had made a few moves around like the bottom six as well, and the call-up guys from the Eagles just weren't quite doing the job. So I think it is like we'll give the young kids a shot out of camp, but if we need to make the moves later in the year, we will.
That has been shown. You are not safe until everyone feels comfortable.
Basically. But yeah, otherwise that was kind of the main notes of the hockey world this week. We are still slowly ramping up into camp shape now. Like some players are starting to show up for their own skating over at Family Sports. We have Brent Burns officially on the ice in his Avs gear. And we now know what number he's going to be wearing because his previous numbers of 8 and 88 were already taken.
Who is 88 Natchez?
Yep. So two guys who are unfortunately too well established to ask to change
Can I
their
have
number.
888?
He's going to go with 84.
Yeah, I was about to say you can slash in half probably.
Fine, yeah, which is a fine compromise. And yeah, that's about it. The like I said, preseason is going to get started in October, which is rolling ever closer, but still about 8 more weeks before we have to worry about that.
Yeah, the crazy whack preseason schedule that they have out there.
Mm-hmm.